Don't hate the player. Hello and welcome to Aiming Up. Mother Teresa said that honesty and transparency make you vulnerable. Be honest and vulnerable anyway. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Iced tea. Imagine if your daily interactions just ran smoothly on honesty and transparency. Wouldn't that lighten your load? Algorithms to Live By Brian Christian and Tom Griffiths provide inspiration to that end. The networking and game theory chapters show that we can make honesty the best policy in real life. It starts simple. We build connections with people around us, spot the challenges and overloads, and find ways to keep communication fluid and productive. Resilient communications are vital. Emerging issues must be flagged. The goal? Strategies that encourage candidness without the mental drain from endless what-ifs or guessing what someone's really thinking. Let's start with the classic two generals problem. Two generals need to attack an enemy at the exact same time from opposite sides to achieve victory. They decide to send soldiers across the field of battle to communicate the timing to coordinate final details. It's a dangerous plan for the soldiers crossing the field, but it keeps the comms quiet. General A sends, "I'll be ready at dawn." But how does General A know if General B received it? General B can send back a message. Got it. Now, how does General B know that the confirmation arrived? A sticky problem. It could loop forever. Sound familiar? That's every unanswered text or email chain. On networks, this problem was solved with the TCP protocol. Simply put, the sender sends a packet with a sequence number and starts a timeout timer. The receiver sends an acknowledgment, or ACK, back to the sender. The ACK contains the sequence number it's acknowledging. If the ACK is received by the sender before the timer expires, great. The sender knows the original message was received. If the ACK isn't received in time, the sender retransmits the message for the sequence number it was expecting an ACK for. This continues until a final message, or FIN, is acknowledged by both parties. Now consider the two generals problem. Sequenced messages, reasonable waiting periods, and resending messages until they have been acknowledged by name and the final prearranged FIN message is acknowledged. The bottom line is that reliable communication is tricky. With all the messages and ACKs, you can imagine that networks will get noisy, but there are tools and mechanisms we can leverage to handle congestion. Now, apply this to our daily lives. Think of every conversation as packets of data, words, intentions, emotions, flowing through noisy channels. Thankfully, we can steal networking tricks to ensure our comms become more reliable. In relationships, it's not just the message data, it's the message intent that needs to be communicated. Start easy, use ACKs. After we send something important, we look for signs that it was received. A nod, an uh-huh, or a verbal response, agreeing or disagreeing. When there is no feedback, we usually restate, rephrase, or become uncertain our messaging got through. For completely asynchronous communication, if we don't see an indication of activity, we might wait a minute, check in with them, and wait another minute. Still no response? Check in again in a couple minutes, then several minutes, then 10 to 15 minutes, before we ping them again. The consistent doubling of the time between check-ins is called exponential backoff. It ensures we don't lose track of the message, but that we don't flood them or waste our time either. This keeps things moving. Another issue. As the number of connections grow, strain appears. It's hard to keep track of and act on all messages coming in. But we can spot problems early, before it's fatal. A first sign is latency. Replies that used to be quick now drag. A more subtle problem is buffer bloat. Everything arrives, but the person's mental queue is full, so nothing gets processed fast. We see this in email responses that shift from hours to days, inconsistent pacing, messages taken out of context, repeated, "Wait, what did you mean?" These symptoms can spark defensiveness and stress. But really, they're just signals that the channel is congested. They're not personal attacks. But if you ignore the signs, you're stuck second-guessing. Are they upset, busy, ignoring me? That's the mental churn we want to eliminate. The solution in networking is AIMD, additive increase, multiplicative decrease. When things flow, ramp up slowly, incrementally. That's additive increase. First sign of trouble, tension, or overload, cut your messaging sharply, have it, and listen more. That's multiplicative decrease. Pair exponential backoff with AIMD, and network congestion has a chance of being cleared up. If you graph the network communications over time, it creates a sawtooth pattern, with a gradual buildup and sharp drops when it's overloaded. It's like when someone jumps into a conversation, we instantly dial back to make room. Managing the technical side of message delivery and bandwidth is one thing. Message intent is harder, especially with hidden agendas or incomplete information. Common knowledge in game theory is information that everyone knows that everyone knows. These are not secrets. However, when the possibility or likelihood of missing or incomplete information exists, we can feel like we're in the iocane powder scene in the Princess Bride movie, and we fall into that exhausting, I know you know I know, thought spiral. The solution? State the assumed common knowledge out loud. You want this wrapped up by Friday? Is that right? In groups, we can confirm everyone truly knows the key information. Unfortunately, scenarios like the tragedy of the commons and the prisoner's dilemma demonstrate that selfishness, secrets, and deception can pay off in some situations. Even if you don't know the details of those oft-cited scenarios, I'm sure you've witnessed it. Everyone takes just a bit more than they're entitled to, leaving everyone worse off in the long run, or where betrayal is the best option if you can't completely trust your partner. Too many setups invite bluffing or haggling where buyers downplay interest and sellers hype value. It's a pure energy waste. It's not just in sales. Consider workplaces with opaque bonuses and reviews where everyone inflates their contributions, assuming others will too. That's an unfortunate Nash equilibrium where no one benefits from unilateral truth, so mild dishonesty seems to win out. Eventually, trust erodes. Asymmetric information makes it worse. In sales, the crooked sellers don't share flaws with buyers, undercutting honest sellers out of the market and cheating buyers. Even with eBay-style auctions, you have to bid above what you think others think the item is worth, not just what you think it's worth, and they do too. Remind you of iocane powder? You almost have to be paranoid about hidden knowledge. What does the seller or other buyers know that I don't? Or are they assuming I know something? The flip? How can we change that? Enter the Vickrey auction. This is a sealed bids auction where the highest bid wins. The twist? The winner pays the second highest bid price. Say 3 bids come in at $100, $80, and $60. The winner was the bidder who bid $100, but they pay only $80. In Vickrey auctions, bidding your true value is the dominant strategy. You can't do better by trying to guess your competition's strategy. Overbid? You still risk paying too much. Underbid? Miss out when you could have won profitably. Honesty is the best policy. There are no regrets either way. Economist William Spencer Vickrey proved that truthful bidding could be the dominant strategy. Meyerson's revelation principle says any game forcing masks or encouraging hidden knowledge can be transformed into one rewarding, simple honesty. Meyerson demonstrated that we can always redesign rules so honest reporting is stable and self-enforcing. Really? What does this look like in real life? Repeated interactions build truth history. Consistent candor earns priority or flexibility next time. Rating systems make history visible. Commitment devices like escrow or deposits remove back-out temptation. Anonymous aggregated feedback and specific verified reviews shift everything because they reward openness. What happens when we align self-interest with candor, provide incentives for honesty, and there are penalties for head games? Remember what Ice-T expressed? Don't hate the player, hate the game. When you're frustrated when people don't do the right thing or are employing some form of deceit, this is when we need to change the game. We need to make it a better game. How can we tell if we have a great game, though? If everyone is truthful, can we all win? Are the truthful players protected against loss when others are not truthful? Will the untruthful players lose out or at least not benefit from deception? Yes? Then it tilts toward cooperative and strategizing vanishes. Imagine how rewarding it is when we can design the game itself so honesty, clarity, and candor become the clearest winning strategy for everyone. Honesty and transparency make you vulnerable. Be honest and vulnerable anyway. Mother Teresa. No one wants to be unnecessarily vulnerable, so imagine making honesty and transparency the smartest play for everyone. That's aiming up. Thanks for watching, and keep aiming up.